Hello, I'm Helen Green from LSE Life, and I want to talk about preparing a workspace for your online exam. An online exam is one where you receive it online, spend a few hours working on it, and then submit it again online within a 24-hour period. First, I'll talk about choosing the place where you'll work on your exam. We'll think about distractions you can reduce and the things you'll want to have easy access to on exam day. Finally, I'd like to give some thought to the environmental features of your workspace. Before I begin, though, I want to emphasize that there's no one right way to do this. We all have different approaches to getting things done, and these ideas are just food for thought. Experiment with a few different approaches to find out what works best for you. And remember, there are a lot of ideas on LSE Life's Moodle page about preparing for exams. And as always, you can book a one-to-one appointment to chat with an LSE Life study advisor to talk about what you're doing to prepare and ask any specific questions that you might have. Just visit the LSE Life website, lse.ac.uk/LSELife, and click on one-to-one sessions. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can also drop us a line by email at lselife@lse.ac.uk. First, let's think about where you'll take your exam. What are your choices? Are there different rooms you could use? Is there any outdoor space you can use or be near? Maybe you're already quite accustomed to working in one particular room. Well, do you have any options about how that room is configured? Where the desk is or how close you are to the window, for example? Consider the advantages of your different choices. Maybe one space is good for reading and another is better for using pen and paper or for writing with your computer. Maybe you could mix it up. Whatever you choose, something important to keep in mind is being used to the space. Do you usually work there? It can be helpful to build a habit of working in the space. Many kinds of spaces can work well, but it might not be a good idea to try out a new thing for the very first time on the day of your exam. And this, by the way, is one of the great advantages of taking exams online. You can choose your workspace and prepare it just the way you like it. Now let's think about distractions. What distractions are there in your workspace? Because this is an online exam, let's start with your computer. Do you have multiple desktops going at once? Are they well organized for different types of tasks? Or do you spend time switching around when you're trying to get things done? Do you work with lots of tabs open on your browsers? Or several programs open at the same time? As you prepare for your online exam, pay attention to how often you switch across various programs or windows, tabs, or documents, and think about how this could affect your concentration. Now, what about notifications? Do you get alerts that pop up on your screen or make a sound when you have a new message or a reaction on social media? Do you have alerts for breaking news? Or does your operating system conveniently let you know that there's an update available? When you're really in the zone, these kinds of notifications can affect your concentration. As you revise for exams, pay attention to how many times you get notifications and consider deactivating them for the exam day to help you stay focused. Now, what about other people? Will there be people in your household around while you're taking exams? If so, be sure to let them know that you've got something important going on and you'll really need to concentrate, on that day especially. If you have to, post your schedule where everyone in the house can see it. You might even use a "Please do not disturb" sign while you're taking your exam. Now, if you're keeping in touch with a lot of friends and family online or on the phone, be sure to let them know when your exam is too. Let them know that you won't be in touch much on that day, and ask them not to call or message you during the hours you're planning to work. Finally, what about objects in your space that might take your attention away from your exam? Is there a PlayStation next to your revision notes? Is last night's dinner or this morning's coffee cup on your desk? Is your phone right there? Does seeing it make you want to send a quick text? When you prepare your workspace, consider whether the things around you might interrupt your concentration and tempt you to do things unrelated to your exam. Now, On the subject of the objects in your workspace, let's think about the things that you do want to have handy. Obviously, you want to be sure your computer is charged up and ready to go. But what other things do you need? Do you like to use pen and paper to sketch out essay plans or maybe to work through problems or calculations? Is a calculator permitted in your exam? Maybe you've made a timetable for that day and you can post it on the wall where you can see it. What about your revision notes and a few key texts that you may wish to use? Watch out though. I'm not suggesting that you have a great pile of notes and papers and readings that you've gathered up across the year. While online exams do allow for plenty of time to read your exam paper, take breaks, and even look over your work before you submit it, there certainly won't be time to read texts for new information or go over lecture slides to figure out what your teacher's point was. This is the work that needs to be done before your exam, and there's plenty of advice on how to do that on LSE Life's Moodle page. Now finally, think of being comfortable and keeping your energy up during your online exam. You might want to have water or a hot drink nearby, and maybe something for lunch and a few snacks ready to go. Your exam day is probably not the ideal time to have to pop down to the shop for a pint of milk. So, in addition to what you need to have, think also about what you want to have in your workspace. What could make it a more pleasant place to work? Do you like to work with music on? Or maybe a nice green plant? Or your lucky charm? Or a beautiful photograph? Some people like a minimalist approach on their desk, and other people feel better with a few nice items around. Try it out while you revise and see what works for you. The last thing I'd like to talk about are the environmental factors that you can control in your workspace. Obviously, this is going to depend on where you are, and everyone has different preferences. But give some thought to how comfortable your space is. Is it the right temperature for you? Is it noisy? Maybe some earplugs could help. Or maybe it's too quiet, and a recording of cafe sounds or the seaside could be nice. Think about how much fresh air and natural light you can take advantage of. Think about also how you can use artificial light to reduce fatigue on your eyes and reduce the glare on your screen. Have you ever thought of arranging your desk so that you can work standing up? Or maybe you prefer a chair and a table, or maybe you like sitting on the floor. Try out a few variations to see what works for you. Create a comfortable environment while you revise for your exam, and be sure to get used to it before it's time to take your online exam. So, we've talked about selecting the place where you'll do your exam, ways to cut down on distractions, and ways to prepare the space to help you focus and feel comfortable. There's no one way that's best. It's up to you to be creative, try out a few things, and pay attention to what works best for you. If you can revise and concentrate well in your workspace on a day-to-day basis, it'll probably work all right for your exam too. And remember, there are advantages to online exams over traditional exams in terms of your workspace. Think about it. There will be fewer people around you while you take your exam compared to an exam room. You can create the space you want to work in. You can use a computer rather than a pen. And of course, if you want to take a break, you'll have plenty of time and you won't need to ask anyone. So good luck with creating your online exam workspace and good luck with your exams. And remember, you can always have a chat with someone in LSE Life about how you're preparing for your exams. Details on how to book a one-to-one appointment are on our website at lse.ac.uk/LSE Life. Good luck with your exams!